make like a ripple.
Böylece bir dalgalanma yaratacağız yani Meksika dalgası. Biraz daha gel.
Hayır, sizde yok bir şey. Ya. Maybe we want to try something slower, yeah, like big steps.
Evet, böyle büyük adım.
Like this.
Büyük adım.
You want to try your all
Oh.
This one does something and go back, and this one does something and go back. 3, and 5 something, 5 something, 5 something. And stop, and look, and respond. Okay.
Çok güzel.
Okay, so let's try
Hadi
it.
böyle.
Okay.
Akıllı ol.
Derslerimize giriyor. Ya galiba ben çantayla çıktığını gördüm ama lavaboya falan mı gördüm?
Gitmediysen benimle benim çıktım söylersin.
Okey tamam söyle.
Bir minik toplantı yapacağız öncelikle. O yüzden kaybol.
Peki misafir olarak bizim fikirlerimizi nasıl uygulayacağız?
This part is this boat will be taken down and go away, and we'll set up these 3 houses.
Onlar böyle ev çerçevesi şeklinde olacaklar sadece. Onların kurulması
We'll also be starting our very first dance together.
ve ilk dansımız.
The next section is inside these little houses. We'll set up these domestic life scenes. What the end of the third demon attack looks like. Maybe there's a bunch of people lying on the ground and the big face picks them up, or maybe the people come from somewhere else. We're not sure yet.
Yani 3. İblis saldırısının, İblis kurdu saldırısının tam neye benzediğini bilmediğimiz için onun sonunda sahnenin nasıl bir görünümde olacağını da bilmiyoruz. Mesela diyelim İblis insanları böyle yıktı geçti, millet böyle yerlere dağıldı. Bu büyük kukla gelip herkesi yerden kaldı. O da bu hikayenin içinde böyle bir yere oturacak. O cesaret öyküsünü birlikte perform edeceğiz.
Then we'll distribute the bread and help the audience move closer to Cengiz Oz's littler puppet stage.
Bread and Puppet Theater was created by Peter Schumann and his wife Elke Schumann and friends of his, artists who were all living in New York City. This was in 1963, and at a time in New York City when many different people were inventing different ways of doing theater, different ways of doing art, different ways of doing music. There were events called happenings, which were not like traditional theater, but ways that people could make performance in different places, in churches and storefronts, in lofts, on the street. And Peter Schumann started doing bread and puppet theater work to make dance with masks, and then gradually made puppets and also made shows that were about the events of the day, which included, in the Puerto Rican community in New York, protests against high rents, and then beginning in around 1965, protests against the war in Vietnam. That's how the theater started, a combination of a new way of looking at performance or theater or puppetry, and a new way of thinking about the function of theater. In addition, Peter bakes bread, and one of the ways he has looked at theater is to say, theater is as important as bread. You know, you need bread every day. Theater should be like bread, something that happens as a part of the normal life of a person.
I first came to Bread and Puppet in 1990. I came as a volunteer. There used to be a big show every year at Bread and Puppet in Glover, Vermont, called Our Domestic Resurrection Circus. It was a very big show which happened at the end of the summer, and many thousands of people would come to see that show. It happened outdoors on the land there where Bread and Puppet is based. And I came to volunteer to work on that show. I was really young, and I didn't have a family or other things holding me down. So at the end of the summer, after I worked for the summer with Bread and Puppet, they asked me, would you like to stay and continue working with us? And I said, sure, why not? And that's how I started working for the theater.
Yeah, cheap art is one of the major philosophies of the Bread and Puppet Theater and sort of an adjacent movement. The idea is just that art doesn't need to be the privilege of the rich, and it doesn't need to be in a museum. It can be in a kitchen or on a door to your closet or so on. And so we like to make things, you know, with scraps, with garbage, cardboard, house paint, so on. Make lots of multiples of paintings or prints, and you know, sometimes we'll price them ridiculously. You know, the same painting would be $2 or $200, and it's written right on there, so people can support the artists however, you know, they want to. And that's just sort of a comment on the monetary value of art and sort of the arbitrariness of that.
İşte kayıkla git bakalım, işte dereden aşağı. Mutlu mesut git. Hayat bir hayalden ibaret falan gibi bir şey.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. Okay?
Hep birlikte şimdi.
Let's try all together.
Hep birlikte söylüyoruz.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. And then you go. And then duality. What should it say? What should it say something? What does it say? When you're running around, should you be yelling something like, hey, hey, hey, or Emmett, are you, Emmett, are you? I don't know.
Hey yo, hey yo.
Hey, hey, hey. She's commanding you to do this, so she's the boss.
Yes.
So that's good to have that.
Yo yo onlar sabit olacak, benimki sadece kafa şeyi ağzı oynattığım için.
Bir daha, iyi. Evet. Bence böyle bir şey.
Hayır, şunu ben. What if you split it up so it's like, you know, yeah, and then I can't see.
Yeah. You know, I can hear.
Over your eyes and over your mouth. So, what is that? What would that look like? For you to cover your ears, what is that like? It's like that. Your ears are here. Huh? Your mouth is up here. Or going really like that. Or what if you do it one at a time, like first you, then you, and then you. So it's like, no, no, no. And then like, no, no, no. And then, no, no, no. Could we try that?
Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. Roll, roll, merrily, merrily, merrily, merrily, life is like a dream. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily, merrily, life is but a dream.
I'm gonna lead the line.
Sıranın başında ben oldum.
Hadi bakalım. Here we go.
Başlıyoruz.
1, 2, ha,
One, ha,
It's a great way of, you know, when you get together with people and make a show together, it's a great way to build a community, and it's a great way for people to feel empowered, like people can work together and make a thing together, and that's a powerful experience.
People in general that come and work with us or that we work with, it's always really interesting because they're coming at it from a different angle. Like we get sort of used to doing things in the ways that we do them, and so when we do these workshops, some wonderful things come out of them sometimes where people will have no preconceived idea of what it should be like, and because of that, it can open up a whole new language for us. And it's just really nice to get to go places and work with people because you have a reason to go there. They can, they show you the places that they like to go, and it's a nice way to get to know different cultures from different cities. Everyone's been really great. This crew especially is really ready to do anything that we ask of them, and they're really enthusiastic, really creative, and we couldn't do it without them.
Look, you need to look here. So look here, right? That's very important. So you're responsible for keeping that straight.
Orası her zaman düz olacak diyorsun.
İkiniz de aynı şey.
The other thing you have to know is as the head goes down, it's going to pull the fabric a little bit this way.
Kafa inerken kumaşı biraz o tarafa doğru çekecek.
So that means the elbow and the hand have to.
Buradaki dirsek ve el biraz ona
So as you're going
mesafe.
down,
Aşağı inerken
you're actually
biraz
moving a little bit this way.
sağa doğru kayıyorsunuz.
Biz de yıkılıyoruz yani taşıyanlar.
Taşıyanlar da yıkılıyor.
Basically, Peter's art style is very, some people would say it's sloppy, but it's actually just very expressive with its brush strokes and so on. And he tends to do a lot of multiples of things. So there's quantities. So he'll build whole, what he calls like cathedrals, and so basically like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, but done in cardboard and paper mache. He likes to really fill spaces up, and he does paintings on bed sheets, lots and lots of those. All the puppets, of course, a lot of cardboard, a lot of sort of half-relief things.
Puppets, we tend to think of puppets as are things that children play with, like little dolls or funny little toys. And they're ridiculous, and that ridiculousness can often be a real benefit when you're making theater about serious issues. But also what's interesting about puppets is they're not humans. So we don't expect them to sort of imitate human emotion in a realistic way, the way you might expect actors to do so in a film. Objects are a little bit different. So objects are much more flexible in some ways and able to have a lot of different meanings inside of them. And you can do things with and to an object that you can't do with and to a human. So it's like opening up a different kind of vocabulary with which you can make theater.
Well, traditionally, theater in many places around the world emerged not as a commercial enterprise, but as a way of articulating the ideas and goals of a community, the community where the theater events take place. And cheap art is an idea that Peter invented in the 1980s when I was a member of the company. And the idea was in response to big corporations in the United States, like Mobil Oil Corporation, a big oil company, saying, well, the purpose of art is to decorate and support the cultural life that we as a big corporation are interested in. And art should be in banks and museums, rich places. And Peter was saying, no, art should be everywhere, like theater or like bread. And art can be made with very cheap materials and can be spread all over the place. Art isn't something that should be reserved just for people who can afford it. art should be made by many people and art should be seen by everyone.
Use this space too. And this space. Try to be aware of everybody else. So if the other people in your house are all in one place, you go to another place. If everybody is standing up, you do something down low. If everybody is down low, try doing something up high. So make differences. Differences. Yeah? Okay. Try to notice each other. If everybody's all clumped up in the back behind the house, try to help spread it out.
Birbirinizin nerede olduğunu farkında olmaya çalışın. Mesela herkes evin arkasında böyle üst üste gibi geliyorsa orayı açmak için birbirinize yardımcı olun.
The actions are getting nicer.
Aksiyonlar daha temiz hale geliyor.
Try now to distill them even more.
Şimdi bundan daha da temiz, daha da net hale getirmeye çalışalım.
When you're making pictures, like we are with this show, we're making a series of pictures using the puppets and using the paintings and using the landscape around us. We don't need language so much. So it becomes easier to, we don't have to worry about translation and worry about language. It's more like a different kind of vocabulary. It's like spectators can absorb it in through different pathways in the brain than the ways that we absorb language. I think an important part of Peter's approach to art making is to be engaged with what's happening in the world, to really be paying attention to what's happening in the world, paying attention to current events, reacting and speaking and talking about things that are happening in the world. In English, we have this phrase, speaking truth to power, and Bread and Puppet very much tries to be engaged politically in that way when we are making our shows, even parades and pageants and circuses. We try to really remain engaged with what's happening in the world.
One of the unusual things about Bread and Puppet as a theater in the United States is that we feel art and politics can connect, that it's possible to make political theater that's still highly artistic. You know, this is like Bertolt Brecht talked about, that political theater can be, you know, culturally valuable, artistic theater. So that's unusual in the United States. In the United States, many people are homeless. You know, there are more people in prison in the United States than any other country in the world. You know, and it's mostly black people or brown people. There's serious inequities in American society with very, very rich people and very, very poor people. Also, there are global issues about the climate and climate change and global warming that we know, as everybody knows, they affect poorer countries. We don't belong to any political party. There's no political philosophy besides responding to the times and trying to think about what could be better, I would say.
Sometimes we make shows about very little things, like the sun rising in the morning, or we have a little show called St. Francis Preaches to the Birds, and it's just a character who's saying thank you to his coffee cup and his toothbrush and all of the little things that make up his life. So sometimes we have simple shows that are about little things also. It's not always about big power struggles or global issues. Sometimes our shows can be small.
Yeah, we like to say that sometimes the theater is what we're doing is giving a general thank you to existence and just acknowledging the simple things and or what would seem mundane, like a tree or the sky, or, you know, just sort of thanking the universe for the sun coming up every day. You know? Yeah. I'm gonna put the tree banners on the other side where they go.
Öbür tarafa alalım. Seriyi. Bu tabii ki biraz sonuna eklenmiş bir gösteri olacak ama bir mantık birliği var. Neticede hem bir kültürler arası buluşma, bir araya gelme gibi bir şey algılanabilir. Bizim oyunda biraz çevre kirliliğinden bahsediyor. Siz de bütün çöpleri toplayıp işte bir şeyler yapıyorsunuz. Biz de o çöpleri atıp o çöplerle bir oyun yapıyoruz. Yani çöpler üzerine kurulu bir oyun. Çevre kirliliğini anlatıyor. Bu oyunun küçük bir bölümünü burada alacağız. Sanıyorum 15-17 dakika gibi bir şey sürecek. Yani bir şekilde sizin oyunun sonuna eklemlenecek. Neticede ikisi bir arada bir bütün oyun duygusunu yaratmaya çalışacağız. Ay ay ay ay ay ay ay. Aman aman aman aman aman aman aman. Okey o zaman. Ya, tamam? Tamam.
I can't really do with my left eye.
Bizi alalım. Bak biz şu iki iblisin arasındayız. Tamam, tamam. Oradan biz içeri şey yaparken alırız.
Evet.
Just keep the distance between you and the person in front of you. Yep. That's but yeah, ideally that's yep. And we want to be about this far away from each other. Yep.
şimdi cesaret.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Sadece cüret et.
Sadece cüret et.
Kavgaya cüret et.
Kavgaya cüret et.
Ayağa kalkmaya cüret et.
Ayağa kalkmaya cüret et.
Gözünü açıp görmeye cüret et.
Gözünü açıp görmeye cüret et.
Bir tohum ekmeye cüret et.
Bir tohum ekmeye cüret et.
Gerektiğinde yıkmaya cüret et.
Gerektiğinde yıkmaya cüret et.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Cesaret.
Düşünmeye cüret et.
Düşünmeye cüret et.
Baştan düşünmeye cüret et.
Baştan düşünmeye cüret et.
Bırakmaya vazgeçmeye cüret et.
Bırakmaya vazgeçmeye cüret et.
Vazgeçmemeye cüret et.
Vazgeçmemeye cüret et.
Konuşmaya cüret et.
Konuşmaya cüret et.
Karar vermeye cüret et.
Karar vermeye cüret et.
Kapıyı çalmaya cüret et.
Kapıyı çalmaya cüret et.
Kapıyı kırmaya cüret et.
Kapıyı kırmaya cüret et.
Kanatlanıp uçmaya cüret et.
Kanatlanıp uçmaya cüret et.
Ve şimdi çok saygıdeğer profesörümüz uzak diyarlardan aramıza geldi. Bize bir uçma dersi verecek. Kanatlarımızı alıyoruz. Kanatlarımızı alıyoruz.
remaking and creating this show with these wonderful volunteers from Istanbul.
Birkaç haftadır buradayız. İstanbul'dan bu muhteşem muazzam gönüllü grubuyla çalışıp bu gösteriyi yarattık.
We would like to thank the Istanbul Biennial, especially Uta Metabauer, Elif Kamuşla, Engin Ensena, and Varda Dinmaz.
İstanbul Bienali ekibine teşekkür etmek isteriz. Özellikle Uta Metabauer, Elif Kamışlı, Verda Tınmaz, Engin ve Seyna'ya teşekkürlerimizi sunuyoruz burada.
As well as the Istanbul created and performed this show.